What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your girl Lucy Smash back at it again. And today I'm going to be giving a tutorial how I made our famous shrimp lo mein. If you're interested, stay tuned and keep watching. Okay, so for starters, you're going to boil some noodles. Now, depending on how much of the lo mein that you're making for your family or for yourself or however you want to do it, you want to boil enough noodles. So I would say do a whole bag of, I'm going to insert a picture of the ounces of the noodles that I would suggest. Now, because we usually do 2 full bags of the jumbo shrimp in our lo mein, we're going to use a lot of noodles because once you actually mix everything together, you mostly want to have more noodles than the shrimp. Okay, so now what we did is we took some olive oil and went ahead and put it in the pan. Now we did get 2 bags of this tricolor coleslaw, and this is basically like a better way of trying to chop up actual cabbage itself, so this is basically, cabbage already chopped up. So this is what we're going to be using. We're going to add a little bit more olive oil, and you basically want to just pan sear it till it kind of get a little bit translucent. Now we are going to add some pepper for seasoning. Now you do want to season this actual cabbage itself, because once you mix it in with everything, this is the main ingredient that you want to have seasoned. We're also going to add some onion powder. And once this starts to get a little bit translucent, you want to go ahead and take it out, and you're going to do that second bag the same exact way. Now this part here is optional. If you don't necessarily like onions within your food, then you don't necessarily have to do this. But I don't know if you guys ever ate lo mein before, but sometimes they have the veggies, they do have onions in it. So I did chop up 1 whole onion. Now back here in this pot, we're going to take some more olive oil, and we're going to use this pot to pan sear the shrimp that we're also going to add in the batch also. Now, one thing to always remember is that you want to cook your shrimp on a low to medium heat. You do not want your shrimp to cook too fast because they'll become rubbery. This is one mistake that I've made too many times. So therefore, you guys, I'm just letting you know, cook your shrimp at a low, steady heat and they will cook perfectly. So even though we used olive oil, you do want to put a little bit of butter in there also. It's kind of like if you're making shrimp scampi. Like, if you get shrimp scampi from Red Lobster, oh, that sounds so good right now. But yeah, that's basically how we're gonna make it. So we did add some salt and pepper. Now, of course, you guys, you can season this to however much you like. If this will be your first time seasoning it, then just go easy on the seasoning. You don't really have to put a lot, just to make it, taste like shrimp scampi. So you're just gonna let that pan sear down, and you see how the cabbage is already starting to get a little bit translucent. That's basically the goal of the whole thing that we want to get to. And at this stage now, it is ready to be taken out and just put in a separate bowl on the side, because you have to do your second bag. Like, if you only did 1 pot of this, then 1 bag of the coleslaw would be perfect. when it comes to this stage of draining your noodles, you want to make sure that you put a little bit of olive oil over your noodles again, because it's actually going to keep them from sticking. And that's my mom over here. She's going to make her some sangria wine for her sip and talk. It's her favorite wine. Yeah, so as you can see that when you twist it around, of course it's going to be loose right now. But like I said, once it actually starts to cool down, it will get sticky and, stick together. So you want to make sure you put a little bit more olive oil on it. So as you see here, the shrimp has started to cook down. And remember, she did put the seasoning on it. And now we're on to the cooking. So at the bottom of the pot, it has olive oil. It took a little bit of noodles, and we're going to basically kind of pan sear it. Now, the reason why we're using this pot, because we don't actually have a wok. But if you actually have a wok, then it'll be good for you to use that. But, I mean, any pot will still work, just as long as it's hot enough. So you take some of the cabbage and put that on in there. And like I said, that's why it was already seasoned. So therefore, you'll be ready to, when you toss everything, it already has a seasoning. So you won't necessarily be putting extra seasoning. The only thing you'll be putting extra is like the red pepper flakes, as you'll see in the video, and what is it, soy sauce? Yeah, so she's adding soy sauce right now. Yeah, and that's the red pepper flakes. So you guys, be careful with the red pepper flakes, because it will make your food spicy. But I mean, if you like spicy food, then that'll be awesome. If you don't like spicy food, then you don't have to put the spices in there. And you put the shrimp, and technically this batch right here will be good enough for, what I would say, one person, 1 to 2 people, depending on how much you're cooking. But like I said, we usually eat this like all the time. It's a favorite of mine. So I definitely make a lot, So therefore, we can eat it over like the course of 2 to 3 days. Now, putting sugar in the lo mein is essential, because it balances out the spiciness and any extra just basic seasoning. It actually balances out, so it's kind of like a spicy but sweet, and you won't necessarily think of it like, I mean, she putting sugar in there, like, want to be sweet. It's not actually sweet. It just balances out the spiciness. That's what I'm trying to say. So it won't be too spicy, and it won't be too bland in seasoning. Trust me, it actually balances out. So you want to have your temperature on a good medium heat. So therefore, like I said, the pan at the bottom can sear the noodles, and that's pretty much done. So we're just going to repeat the steps again. And they're basically going to do the same thing that you just seen in the previous clip of putting the cabbage, the shrimp, And you only want to put a little bit of noodles at a time. Basically, that full bowl of noodles will be good. You don't want to put too much, because you're not going to be able to stir it around in the pot. And here, since we already did the second bag of the cabbage, we're just going to do the rest of the shrimp that was left in the bowl. And like I said, you're going to basically do it the same way, with the salt, the pepper, the little bit of olive oil in the pan. Just put some butter and some onion powder and garlic powder. So once we finish those 2 batches, we have it in our this is like our gumbo pot. So depending on how much you're making for your family or making for yourself, the first 2 batches that you already seen that was already done is in this pot. So that's technically half of this pot. So if you're making it for like a family of 4 or more, you would technically do like 2 more batches of this, and you'll be straight. So this is half the batch of what's already done. Calm down, what you did? Calm down. Now, y'all, let me tell you what happened. So, I was already a little tipsy from the alcohol that you'll see that I was drinking. And I was eating the lo mein. As you see in the lo mein, it is a little spicy, right? So what happened was, when I was drinking the alcohol, the alcoholic part of the alcohol caught that wrong pipe in my throat, and it sent me into a coughing fit. Now, when I cough or when I laugh too hard, it makes my head start to pound. Oh my gosh. So this is the actual drink that I was drinking. By the way, guys, that shit is good. You should go get you some. But y'all, oh my gosh, my mom was like, I tried to tell you to slow down. I'm like, Mom, I was hungry, okay? But you see, I kept eating my lo mein because I wasn't gonna let it, go to waste. But that's what happened, you guys. I was jamming. So I just want to give y'all a little backdrop, a little backstory on why you see me coughing in the video. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video today, and I hope you will want to make some shrimp lo mein yourself. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to the new subscribers. I really appreciate you guys, and more content is to come. So you guys, make sure you turn on your post notifications so you'll get notified when I post a new video, and we'll see you next time. Bye.